Sagittarius. So we'll see what the cards can reveal about this person and what a relationship could look like with them. Okay, so you will develop a very beautiful emotional connection because the Chariot is here. The Chariot represents the sign of Cancer, and Cancer is a very emotive sign. It is a water sign, and it can point to a very strong emotional attachment to each other. So emotionally speaking, this person can get quite attached or even become clingy at times, Sagittarius. But they're wanting that. They're wanting the real, head over heels, fall deeply in love, crazy about each other love. And also the Hermit is here. So the Hermit can show they still want independence, or they're quite an independent person, or they were normally independent, but then they shine light on what it would be like to be with you, Sag, and then that just goes all out the window, and suddenly they're maybe a little bit more attached. They get a little bit more jealous, they're more in tune. So maybe that's what's coming up in the cards. Okay, so that's what this person could think or feel about you. But the Hermit is the communication, so this person is a great communicator because the Hermit is Virgo, and Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication. So when it comes to talking about things, this person is able to do that. No matter how tough, no matter how hard, they're able to speak their mind and speak the truth. Okay, so that's a very admirable quality to this person. So the Hermit card could show that maybe they don't want to do things conventionally. Maybe they want to have a different sort of relationship. So whatever that means, they could be a little bit different in the way they do things. And it might not be something you're used to, Sag. Maybe they're very open in their relationships. Maybe they, still speak to other people. Maybe they don't believe in seeing each other once or twice a week. It has to be every day. So there might be some sort of habits that they do that are a little bit unusual or out of the norm. And I say that because the Hermit leaves the normal conventional monastic life and goes to, he lives an ascetic life to worship on his own, to be on his own, make his own rules, have his own ways of living, etc. So seeing that come up in the cards can very much speak of the fact that this person, this is how they are, and this is how they could potentially see relationships, Sagittarius. But Cancer and Virgo are the only signs that have come up next to this person. But the Chariot card can also be obstacles, working through obstacles, because the Chariot comes back with his trophies, with his conquests, with his riches, following something grand, things like war and things like sieges. So seeing that makes me think that this person, again, the concept of rolling up the sleeves and getting in there, and if something is too hard, instead of leaving, they want to work through it. But I do want to mention, so as much as the Chariot card can represent victory and triumph over obstacles and being able to work through those, and also exposure. Okay, the stars, he's on a platform here, so this person could like to show you off, maybe on social media, maybe just in general. They could be quite touchy and affectionate. The Chariot can also represent the past. And seeing that with the Three of Swords up the top is making me think that this person may still be attached to their past somehow. And it may ruffle a few feathers in the relationship. It may throw a spanner in the works because this person may be confused, because the Three of Swords can point to a third party situation. Now, this isn't going to be for all of you, but for some of you, the Three of Swords could indicate this person has options in love or is still attached. Maybe their ex still talks to them, their ex still reaches out, maybe they still reach out to an ex. So a relationship could be a little bit confusing with this person at times. Or there may be arguments. This is about weathering the storm, confusion between head and heart. So this person at times might feel very confused about what they want or who they want to be with. So And it could even be things like anxiety. So you might see that this person is very anxious at times. If this is not a third party and they're not still connected to the past or to their ex in any way, then the Three of Swords could indicate this person has been hurt in love before, but it's been quite a big hurt. So you'll have to be very patient with them because they might not always know what they want. The Seven of Cups is fantasy projection. It's expectations that aren't unrealistic. This is about not knowing how we feel. This is a scattered energy. So seeing that, Sagittarius, you might see this person is oftentimes confused with their emotions, and they'll express it though. I think they'll come forward with those emotions. Whether it's good or bad for the relationship, it comes from a place of honesty, I feel. That because the Knight of Wands, it doesn't hesitate. He charges ahead with things. He owns it. He's an opportunist. So I think this is how this person would be. But he also can represent things like adventure and passion and lust, sexual intimacy, and pacing. So this person could be quite fast-paced. Okay, so they might want to move fairly quickly, but at the same time, there might be things that might hold them back a little bit. But the Seven of Cups can also indicate this person may like to surprise you. Okay, so they could like to fulfill fantasies, because the notion of thought and fantasy and sort of, this is things being in the privacy of our own minds. So it is someone who either would want to fulfill a lot of their fantasies with you, or someone that wants to fulfill your fantasies, Sagittarius, whatever they may be. However small, however large, they may want to fulfill those with you. But the Chariot to me often can indicate finding love, because you have the black and the white sphinxes here. And that sort of twin flame soulmate theme kept coming up for you throughout the general. And I think now in this one, seeing the two sphinxes, a lot of compatibility between the both of you. And equalness is very important. Equality is important for this person. They need to know they sit their partners side by side to them for support, returning the favor, returning the love. I think that's very important for them to know that, and to have someone who will be by their side. That's very important, that they have emotional security and they have your support. Because maybe this is the kind of person they are, Sagittarius. They're always willing to give you support. They're always willing to be by your side, whether it be good or whether it be bad. They're willing to talk about things. But the Hermit was, in the medieval deck, the Hermit is the gatekeeper, and he symbolizes things like protection and barriers. And interestingly, you have the Chariot who's got that barrier. He's under the canopy here. He's got the Chariot for protection. So they could be quite a protective partner, or they may expect you to be protective. Now, whether this goes borderline protective or even possessive, to the point where they want to keep you all to themselves, maybe. It really depends. Not everyone is going to get the real jealous type, but some of you may see these sorts of traits and tendencies in this person when you come together for a relationship. But I think the most important thing to them is feeling secure. But there's also confusion coming up around them, okay, or hurt, or they don't want to feel hurt anymore. They don't want to experience what they have. Maybe it's been deception, maybe it's been heartache, heartbreak. They don't want that anymore. They want to move forward now. They want to move forward emotionally and create a beautiful, strong bond. And if they can't find that, then they don't want it. So it's all about emotion for this person. It's all about knowing that you'll be there for them. That support, that protection is really important. They've really placed emphasis here in the cards. Okay. I will leave the reading at that though, Sag. So thank you again so much for watching. Of course, it is very much appreciated.